Okay, so welcome to the fifth video of creating a matrix style animation or widget. The first thing I want to do is show you the project that we're making, so let's have a quick look. Okay, so this is the widget that we're going to be creating. In this video we're going to be looking at the front end and we're going to be focusing on creating the CSS. Now, I think that a lot of people, when they first start working with JavaScript and web development, they focus so much on the JavaScript side and they don't kind of go into the CSS and the power it has to actually do some pretty cool things. So what we're going to be doing today is using CSS to kind of make this glow, make the background image, and attach I think the most visual stuff to our project. Okay, so this should be a short video because the main aim is to add the CSS to the widget. Our 5 tasks are linking our classes to the CSS, adding the background image, using the flexi property to align the boxes that in the way that we want, making sure the widget is the correct height and width, and putting all the text properties for our widget. So these are the 5 tasks. Let's start doing them. So here's our code that we've created so far. Again, if you want to get a link to get this code, if you go down to the description, you'll be able to get this code straight away from my GitHub. Then you can just code along with us. So today we're going to be working with the matrix widget and the CSS. The one thing that I have done outside is I've just went online and got a matrix style image. So you feel free to kind of go online and find a suitable image that you want. So I've done that. So let's have a look at the tasks that we want to do for this video. Okay, so our first task is to link our classes to the CSS. If we go to the widget and we go to the front end method, which is called widget, we can see we have 2 classes, the container and text. So what we need to do is we just need to add those classes in. So we've got the container class and we've got the text class. Okay, so the second task, let's have a look at the second task. We've done that. We need to add the background image to our container. So remember, our container is the big box that we contain everything in. We're going to be putting our image in that one. So I'm using the property background image and I'm just sending it to URL, which is obviously in the same folder as the CSS, so it should be linking into the folder that we're using. So we don't need to put a path, we just need to put the file size. So now what we've done is we've got our container, and our container holds our background image. So we've done that. Now what we need to do is we need to tick that off and then add the flexi property. So what the flex property does is it's a way of organizing the boxes within inside your container. Now there's a number of different properties that you can use, but we are using these 2 just to make sure that everything's center. Again, if you're interested in how these properties work, I would suggest you going on to my HTML CSS playlist, and it will teach you all about how to use the flex display property to align everything together. So we've now added our flex property to make sure that all the containers within our main containers are properly aligned. We now need to add the widget's height and width. So what we're going to do is we're going to say it's going to be the height 150 and the width is going to be the width of our box area. So it's going to be as big as it can be in the width wise, but it's going to be 150 height wise. So we've done our property there, and now we just want to add all of the text properties. So for example, our phrase text is white, so we need to make sure that the color is white. I want to make sure that it is centered, so let's add it the text line center. I want to put it as a certain weight, so I'm going to use font weight and font size to kind of create that weight. I'm going to use the font family for the style, so it's now a certain style. And then to create that glow, we can use this property text shadow, and what that does is it just creates that glow as we go out. So at the beginning it's white, you can see how far it goes, that 10, then 20 it's still white, 30 it's going green, and goes all the way up to 70. So that's it expanding out there. Again, if you want to find out anything about these properties, either go onto my HTML CSS playlist or go online and just find out what this property does and what are the attributes to those properties. So what we should have done now is we should have now created all the CSS that we want for our widget. We've created the black background, we've created the size. For our text, we've created the color and the text shadow, as well as the font size and styling that we want. So let's save it now, and I think we have done all our tasks for our CSS. So that means that in the next video we can go into the JavaScript. So if you're interested in learning how the JavaScript works and how we can apply that to start making that animation, subscribe, and then I will inform you when the next video is published. So thank you very much, and goodbye.